Hey guys, welcome back to Savage Sullivan Math. Today we're going to do a quick review of something that you probably already know, but just in case you forgot, we're going to go over the parts of the coordinate plane and like 2 examples of how to plot a point. So this is a basic coordinate plane. We have some specific vocabulary that we use to describe the coordinate plane. Of course, we're going to start with the axes. Axes are what we mean by these 2 lines right here. As you probably already know, coordinate planes have 2 axes. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. The easy way that I used to remember, and I still do, is that the y-axis is the one going up and down. And the way that I remember that is because I think y to the sky. So that's always a nice little way to remember, which would make this the x-axis. Other part of the coordinate plane that's very important to know is the origin. So the origin, if we think about what that word means in English in general, to originate somewhere means to start. So when we talk about the origin of the coordinate plane, we're really looking for the place where the coordinate plane starts, where it begins. And that point is right here. We call this the origin. The origin's ordered pair is 0, 0. That's what we call the origin. The last 4 vocabulary terms, or really 1 vocabulary term with 4 parts, are what we call quadrants. The coordinate plane is broken up into 4 quadrants, quad meaning 4, so we have our 4 pieces here. And typically we label them with Roman numerals, and we work counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 1. Quadrant 1 is all positive. This is quadrant 2, and like I said, we work counterclockwise. Here is quadrant 3, and here is quadrant 4. So those are our main parts of our coordinate plane. The other thing I want to do a quick review on is how to plot a point, or what we call an ordered pair or a coordinate. They all mean the same thing. So if I wanted to plot, for example, the point 3, -2, I'm going to go ahead and I'm always going to start on the x-axis. So we're going to start at the origin, and I always have to move right or left first. These are our positive numbers over here on the x, and these are the negative numbers on the x. So we are going to move first across the x-axis and then up or down on our y-axis. So when we think about where positive 3 is, if I start at the origin, I'm going to go to the right 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And same thing with the y. The y-axis, our positive numbers are going up. Our negative numbers are going down. So if I want to plot this point that I have here, 3, -2, starting at the origin, over 3, and down 2 units. Here is the point 3, -2. Very common mistake is that people want to go up and then left here. People think it's y, then x. Be careful. It's x first, then y. I always like to think about this as you have to get into the elevator before you go up or down in it. So whatever works for you, but it's always over and then up or down. If I want to plot the point, we'll do one more example. If I want to plot the point -2, 3, same process. Going to start at the origin. I see my x is negative now, so I'm going to go to the left to -2. And now my y is positive, so I'm going to go up. Over 2, up 2, 3. And here is the point, -2, 3. Simple.
Now that you've had the refresher from Mrs. Savage about how a coordinate plane looks and works, we're going to put it to use even more by actually graphing an equation. So we are going to graph the equation y is equal to x plus 2 by making a table first. Remember, this is like a function. So previously, maybe you've made tables like this where we've done this XY table and you pick your X values and plug your answers in for Y. Another way to do it would maybe be like this. Remember, X is always your input and your output is always your Y. So you could do Y is equal to X plus 2, just to remind yourself of what you're doing on how you get your answers for Y. You could write that whole equation there. So let's get a couple of points. It's always a good idea to get at least 3 points to make sure that you don't make any calculation errors. If you've made calculation errors with 3 points, you'll have a little crooked graph. We're looking for a straight line. So that's a little safety net for you. So we are doing the equation y is equal to x plus 2. So if we plug in a -1 for x, I am looking at y is equal to -1 plus 2. I know -1 plus 2 is 1. So I have that ordered pair, -1, comma 1. So I'm just going to write that right here so I can see that clearly too. Remember, when you are plotting a point, you're going to go left or right first to the elevator bay and then up or down however many floors. So I need to go left to -1 and then up to floor number 1. What if I pick a 0? I'm going to be looking at y is equal to 0 plus 2. I know 0 plus 2 is just a 2. So now I have the ordered pair of 0, comma 2 to plot. So I don't have to walk anywhere, but I need to go up 2 floors to right here. Okay, let's do another one. What if x is 1? So now I'm looking at y is equal to 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now I have the ordered pair of 1, comma 3. I'm going to go right 1 and then up 3. And let's do one final one since I have that final space there. What if x is 2? Y is equal to 2 plus 2, which we know is 4. So that ordered pair would be 2, comma 4. So then we're going to go over to the right 2 and up 4. You can see here that we have our 4 points plotted, and they look like they're in a straight line. And if we connect our dots, la, 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 we see that indeed they are. So that's how you graph using a table. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.